This presentation is about the AuScope virtual research environment and the steps we are taking to modernize it for the AuScope downward-looking telescope. Before I dive into this presentation, I would like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which our research infrastructures and community operate across the Australian continent, and pay my respects to their elders past, present, and emerging. In my case, speaking to you from Perth, Western Australia, it is the Whadjuk people of the Noongar Nation. And I would like to recognize the connection they have with land, sea, sky, and waterways for tens of thousands of years. You have heard about the downward-looking telescope as the concept that brings AuScope's activities together. The downward-looking telescope allows researchers to capture and focus data through a series of lenses and then store, analyze, and interpret results in digital downward-looking telescope components. The AuScope Virtual Research Environment, or AVRE for short, is the platform that bundles the different data streams to make data findable and offers tools for processing these data. This slide shows you where AVRE sits in the context of AuScope's programs. It is part of the data framework that assists with finding, sharing, and processing data. The AuScope 5-year investment plan and the presentations during this conference give you more details about the downward-looking telescope. In this slide, existing AuScope programs are shown as filled circles. The open circles represent future programs. The downward-looking telescope can be seen as an analogy to astronomy telescopes. Astronomers and astrophysicists use different instruments to look at phenomena in the sky, and there's a data backend to bring it all together. In the same way, the downward-looking telescope is looking at the Earth through different lenses, and AVRE is part of the data backend that brings the different data streams together to help build a unified picture. AuScope Virtual Research Environments is an ecosystem of data and tools. You can find it online at avre.auscope.org.au. It encompasses the AuScope Discovery Portal for finding data, the Virtual Geophysics Laboratory for running inverse models on geophysical data, AusPass passive seismic data, AuScope 3D geological models, high-performance computing access for processing of geophysical data, the seismic network design tool Sensi, and the Underworld 2 training platform for teaching geophysical inverse and forward modeling. AVRE hosts and links to a collection of tools that were developed in AuScope. The tools are designed to provide unique capabilities, for instance, the G-Plates Paleo GIS, make processing of data in complex workflows easier, like in the Sensi seismic network design tool, and provide access to large data volumes and high-performance computing, like geophysics high-performance computing. Through the AVRE Engage program, we offer to explore new tools that can then become part of the AuScope virtual research environment. The AuScope Discovery Portal is the primary tool for discovering data. The portal harvests catalogs from many data providers like other AuScope programs, geological surveys, and universities. AuScope has been running since 2008, including the precursors to AVRE. While groundbreaking work had been done in the past, we asked ourselves whether AVRE still adequately served our researchers. Recently, we undertook a human-centered design project which involved a series of interviews with AuScope programs, AVRE users, and potential users. In these interviews, we asked, what are you working on right now? How can AVRE support your research? How do you want to share the outcomes of your research? Through our interviews, we found that we need a better link between data discovery and data processing. In some cases, researchers also want to interact with the code to explore new ways to process their data. The next generation portal will make it easier to do that step. We also found that even though most of our data are georeferenced, the current GIS approach will need to be supplemented by dashboards and an improved catalog search. The nature of research is changing. Research has become more transdisciplinary and data intensive. Also, processing and storage capacities have multiplied, allowing us to process data at higher resolution than in the past. On the processing side, new tools like Jupyter Notebooks and containerization of software have become available, and the demand for mobile solutions is growing. Online portals with predefined workflows no longer support research innovation. Researchers want greater flexibility to discover data sources and combine them with tools of their choice and adapt the process to explore new ideas. The next generation AVRE, as part of the downward-looking telescope, has to support this changing nature of research. In summary, the nature of research is changing. Research has become more transdisciplinary and data-intensive. Online portals with predefined workflows no longer adequately support research innovation. AVRE, as the data backend of the downward-looking telescope, has to become more modular to accommodate changing requirements as research progresses. AVRE needs to integrate with international research infrastructures to increase its impact at home and abroad. Thank you for following this presentation, and keep a lookout to see how AVRE is changing in the future.